These are crispy, crunchy chicken thighs. This week's Learn to Cook lesson is how you do it. So why don't you come along and I will teach you how to get crispy, crunchy chicken skin on your chicken thighs. So let's get into it. This is crispy, crunchy chicken thighs. All right then, shall we get into this? Crispy skin chicken thighs. Honestly, a mouthful to say, a mouthful to eat, all absolutely delicious. So let's get to it. This is how I do them to achieve that perfect crisp every time. Here I have 2 chicken thighs. I've butchered a whole chicken. It's a great way to do it, saves you a bit of money. You get the cut you want. If you're not sure how to do it, up here, a link to a video I made about butchering a chicken. It's a really economical way to have chicken at home because then you get all of these extra things. But today we're just using the thighs. So we've got bone out and the skin. To achieve crispy skin, a really great thing you can do is dry it out. So this could sit in the fridge like that and you cook it the next day. That way your skin is going to be really dry, meaning you're going to get a really good crisp. But not everyone has the pre-thought of drying it out in the fridge. It's a great way to do it, but it takes a little bit of thinking about before. So what you can do is paper towel and just give it a really good pat dry so that you get any extra moisture off of that skin to really give it the best chance of crisping up. Next thing, the pan. You can go non-stick, you can cook it the whole way on the top of the stove. I like to go cast iron because these things retain their heat, they can go in the oven so we can really get that extra crisp. So that one's up to you, or whatever pan you have. It's essentially the exact same technique. The only thing is, obviously, if you've got a pan with a plastic handle, don't go putting it in the oven. You do also need to put a tiny bit of fat in this pan when it's warming to add your skin to, because essentially you need it to kind of fry in something. You can just do it skin side down, but for that real crispy crunchy goodness, you need a little bit of something in the pan to start off. So I have a little bit of chicken fat here. This was chicken fat that I rendered off of a load of chicken skin when I had lots of different bits left from when I butchered one. This is a great thing to have in the fridge because, you know, chicken, they're great. Also excellent for putting on the top of like Asian broths, or, you know, maybe you've made a lovely like warm winter soup and you don't necessarily want to put chicken in it, but sometimes just a little bit of chicken fat gives you that flavour. So we need a bit of fat, but if you didn't have this, you could use maybe some beef tallow or even just a drop of veg oil, but you do need something. And then finally, salt and pepper. We obviously want to season these before they go in the pan. So we're going to season them and we're going to get this thing going. So now we're ready to go. I've got the oven on to 200 degrees so that I can put these in just to cook that meat. They're only going to go into the oven for maybe 5 to 10 minutes, depending on the thickness. This one, as you can see here, he's pretty small, so he's actually not going to take very long. This one's not going to take very long to cook, whereas this one, much fatter, larger chunky bit, and it's the dark meat of the chicken, meaning that it will just take a little bit longer to cook than breast. But that's that, so now it's to the stove. So when we're cooking this chicken on the stove, you want to make sure that you warm up your pan for a few minutes before you start using it. You need to get it to sort of a medium warm temperature. You don't want this stinking hot, otherwise your skin could possibly burn. So when I add in the fat, as you can see here, it moves around quickly, it's kind of shimmery, we're ready to go. So now the chicken's going in. Always lay it away from you so that it doesn't splatter all over you, or maybe get it on your nice clothes, because that's generally what happens to me. Place it in and we're going to cook it on the skin for about 6 to 8 minutes. Do not touch this chicken. I know it's tempting to do so, but do not do it. You want that skin to have as much contact with that hot pan for as long as possible. Once them few minutes are up, you can have a quick peek if you really must, but it's not necessary. They can just go straight into the oven where we're going to cook them until they're done. Like I said, depending on the thickness of your thigh, it may take a little bit longer. These are probably going to take something between 5 and 12 minutes. Maybe 12 for that slightly thicker thigh. As you can see, compared to the other one, it is slightly chunkier, so it will take a little bit longer to cook. So here they are. I've taken them out of the oven, they've rested, they're crispy AF. Let's cut into one, shall we? Oh, just dreamy. Let's have a little bite. Oh my God. Crispy chicken skin, hey? God, it is a treat. So now you know how to do it. It really isn't difficult. It's just about making sure that that pan is a good heat so that skin can really render. And making sure that your oven is good and hot when you put them in. There's nothing else to it. And this is transferable to your chicken breast, to your chicken legs, to anything you like. You just gotta get that pan at a great heat. And that is today's lesson. We are all done in another episode of Learn to Cook. If you've enjoyed this, you might enjoy some of my other Learn to Cook videos, which are in the description box down below. And if you've enjoyed it and learnt something new, let me know in the comments section down below. This has been Crispy Chicken Skin, and I'll see you guys next week. Got ya!